But don't realise is the UK is also a massive part of that. Between 7 and 8 billion pounds worth of video games revenue is generated by the UK every year.
That's amazing.
Every year. That's on par with our film industry as well.
That's incredible.
So, in order to find out how we could get a job in the video games world, I had a chat with a guy called Neil Gallagher from the University of Hertfordshire, who recently won Best Educational Institution specifically for their courses involving video games. This is what it sounded like.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
So I've got a few quick questions for you about what the University of Hertfordshire offers. Can you just give us a quick overview of the courses that you run for the gaming world?
Yeah, sure. So I started about 12 years ago, so BA in Computer Games Art and Design, and we also offer an MA. But we've got like this sort of animation umbrella, so we cover like visual effects and 3D animation and 2D animation, and it looks like we're going to expand into concept art and comics.
Amazing.
Is our next step. Yeah, it's really good. It's all go at the moment.
They very much go hand in hand, so that's really good.
Yeah. So what's nice about it, we sort of like allow them to cross-pollinate between the courses. So each one's got its core. The first year is very much like a foundation where they get to try everything, all the different art disciplines and the art theory and the different industry practices. And then at the end of the year, just in case they want to change their mind from 3D animation to games art or visual effects or anything, they're quite welcome to change courses. And then in the second year, that's where they really sort of knuckle down and they learn all the core skills to get into the games industry. And then the third year, it's really just getting their portfolio together, getting industry facing and getting them ready for the outside world. And those that want to take it a little bit further, they sometimes do the masters as well.
Amazing, that sounds really good. So what are the typical subjects or modules that you teach?
So I mainly look after the games art practices. I've got this really cool guy, Mark Ranson, who's helping me out, and I've had other industry experts in the past. We have like visiting lecturers pop in. So Mark, for example, he's was at Rocksteady doing the Batman Arkham Asylum, and he decided to go indie, and he's making his own game called Days of War. A little plug for him. Comes out in January. So he's quite liking, because he's indie, he's obviously on his own working with some people around the world. He's quite likes that sort of break coming in and teaching as well on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So so I teach quite a lot of character work, ZBrush work, getting stuff from 3D engines that you create them into a games engine. I mainly use Unreal, just because it's such a great engine. We teach a lot of environment art stuff, how to build vehicles. We do a lot of live briefs. So this year we've been lucky enough that Rare approached us with making CFE's assets to kick them off, and then Playground Games, the people who make Forza. We've just finished an asset for those guys, and they're just embarking on their next project, which is a Frontier project. So they're based up in Cambridge. And also, there was a character studio called Airship Images, and they wanted like a gangster type character. So really is sort of like full-on live projects this year. Short, sharp projects, rather than sort of big stuff up until Christmas. But then after Christmas, they really start to knuckle down and make these final major projects. And that's where we get quite a lot of the reputation, where we enter competitions, and we've won quite a lot this year. And that's, they put all the focus into that. So during this semester as well, they've got to build this thing called what we call a games bible, or a media design document, or whatever you want to call it. So they create that. So come Christmas time, they sort of like draw a line under semester A. Yeah, so semester B, that's where they knuckle down and make these final major projects. Can I plug our website where you might want to go and check them out?
100%.
Yeah, okay, so it's UH for University of Hertfordshire, so UH Animation, all one word, .co.uk, and you can see quite a lot of the final major projects there, just from we try and celebrate every year, so we refresh it with all the latest projects, and you can see a range there of visual effects and games art and 2D and 3D animation projects.
Great, sounds amazing. And kind of lastly, people that are looking to kind of get into the gaming world and maybe get onto one of your courses, What should they be doing now in order to get ready to apply for your course?
So I'll go through. So when you've done your GCSEs, hopefully you've done arts GCSEs. If you haven't, then just get a sketchbook, get cracking, pick up on. There's some really fantastic artists out there like Andrew Loomis and George Bridgman are the classics, and then more modern if you want to follow. There's a guy called Proco on YouTube. He's fantastic. Just get drawing, build up a little sketchbook or two, come with a portfolio of work, and we have students from all sorts of backgrounds. They don't necessarily follow the art path, but normally they do. Normally they do like a GCSE in art, and then A-levels, and then maybe do a foundation course. I'd really recommend people do a foundation course after the A-levels or the national diploma. It just gives them that extra level of polish and maturity. There are quite a few good foundation courses out there. There's some really good free 3D packages out there, like Blender, which is fantastic, and it's getting so much better. I can see in the future it'll be mainly Blender and Houdini because it's an open source software, Blender. If you're into computer games, there's a website called Polycount. That's a really fantastic resource as well. I even encourage my students just to go and post on Polycount all the time and get critique and feedback, because it's mainly industry professionals. It's quite sort of cutting feedback. It's quite harsh, but it's realistic. And to post on it's just a great way of getting better. You post up the work, you get the feedback, you just make those adjustments, you post it back up, and it shows you've got that tenacity, not to chat back, just to take the criticism. It's not personal, so it's just how it is. It's what they want to see, because developments are always changing in games art, and the practices and the way you model stuff and texture stuff and everything's always and go and post it on Polycount, you just get that latest cutting edge feedback, really.
Cool. Neil, thank you very much for taking that bit of time today and talking to us.
Yeah, keep up the great work on Kerrang, awesome radio station. Catch you soon. Take care.
Okay, cheers. Thanks, Neil.
Clearly a man of common sense and decency.
Yeah, so I had a great chat with Neil. He had so much to tell me, and actually we didn't have time to fit it all in. That is an edit, because he had so many things to say about the industry and what they're doing there at the University of Hertfordshire. And yeah, definitely go out, and if you're interested in video games and making video games, check out the University of Hertfordshire's website to see the courses that they do.